We are here with Bianca Faragau. She's policy officer at the permanent representation of the European Investment Bank in Brussels, in charge of urban development policy. We are going to be talking a little bit about the European Investment Bank and the relationship with cities. So my first question to you is, the European Investment Bank invests actually in a lot of fields, for example, water and sanitation, agriculture and fishing, waste, health, transportation, education, and urban development or urban planning. Cities contribute to most of these topics. So what are the financing opportunities that are available to cities?
Thank you for having me. And indeed, cities are key partners of the EIB since the foundation of the bank in 1958. There are different ways for cities to get EIB support. One of them is investment loans, so getting a loan for a big investment project like a metro line, for example. But I would want to highlight that there is also another way, like urban framework loans. Framework loans support cities' investment program for 3 to 5 years, where cities could have smaller or medium-sized projects in different investment sectors being supported. For example, in an investment program of a city, they can have education projects, housing, energy efficiency, transport, water, and many other sectors bundled up in a framework loan that gives flexibilities to cities to add more projects as they become more mature. And then there are, of course, very important part of attracting private financing to support the needs in cities. So we support cities with public-private partnerships, as well as with financial instruments to leverage some public funds to attract private financing for the same goals.
One of the 6 priority areas of the EIB is sustainable cities and regions. Actually, you mentioned that the bank supports projects to make urban life more sustainable, for example, social and affordable housing, as you mentioned, but also urban development or environmentally friendly transportation. But where is the mismatch then between cities' needs and the support currently available to them?
There are 2 main needs. First, the administrative capacity, the skills basically to develop these complex projects for the twin transition. Of course, cities are facing a gap there, a mismatch. They need more administrative capacity. And second is the funding to support these projects and the access to financing. So these 2 needs, how do we support them? We have put in place a lot of advisory services relevant for cities. For example, to support climate adaptation, that is very important in cities, as well as circular economy transition, energy efficiency. So there's many different advisory support. Also under the InvestEU advisory hub, cities can get support. So we are there to help boost the administrative capacity for preparing the projects. Once the projects are there and they are mature enough to get funding from the EU or financing from the banks, then we help cities to, of course, step into the funding and financing available. Now, arguably, we have 500 billion euro gap to achieve climate goals every year. So we need 500 billion. We will not be able to get only, to achieve these goals only with public funding. Let it be from the EU, national or local level. We will need to get private sector financing on board. And this can be done through investment platforms, fund of funds. We support a big financial instruments that supports 300 municipalities, starting with 100 million euro bundled together from 7 operational programs of structural funds.
The EIB climate roadmap states that cities are home to half the world's population, consume 2/3 of the world's energy and 70% of its natural resources, and account as well for over 70% of global CO2 emissions. Indeed, every country, every region, and every city must make significant changes over the next decade. So how does the EIB value cities' commitment to these climate goals, and how crucial are municipalities for collaborating to a greener and fairer Europe?
Yes, thanks for bringing the climate topic, because climate action is a key priority for the EIB. It has been just reaffirmed as one of our strategic priorities for the future by President Nadia Calviño. We achieved 49 billion euro in 1 year for green financing, and that accounts for more than 55% of what the EIB financed in the whole of Europe and also globally. So 55%, we are already over the 50% target. And we are also on track to deliver 1 trillion euro of investments for climate action by 2030. Now, a lot of this, a significant share goes to cities. We actually calculated and it's 36%, so more than a third of all the green finance last year went to cities to support sustainable urban transport, energy efficiency, many other areas in cities. So definitely cities are a key partner to implement the Green Deal agenda, to achieve the objectives, and the EIB is there to support cities. And we will work together also in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity to discuss a bit about the EIB.